So today is way too close to the national show to think that we're going to have anything ready to take with us, but we're going to press on because that's what we have to do. In the previous videos, we were working on torque boxes and alignments between the fender aprons and firewall and the cowl and the rest of the car. So all of this we kind of monkeyed with for several weeks just to kind of see where we were. And other than one particular gap, everything seems to be lining up the way it's supposed to. So what we really have to do, in all honesty, is we really have to kind of bite the bullet and jump into disassembling the other side of the car, which is not going to be retained in this project. Getting those parts removed, getting the clean, complete convertible Dynacorn side in place to get all those relationships back to where they're supposed to be so we can actually truly mock up the car with all the pieces that are going to be part of the final assembly. Until we do that, nothing's going to be right. As you can see, obviously here you've got a huge gap between the A-pillar and the kick panel and the new cowl. You have a clear complete lack of communication between the dashboard and the cowl over there. So all of this is all just wonky and crazy. And it's never going to be right while all that stuff that was affected by the collision is still on that side of the car. So what we've been doing for the last hour or so is straightening up the garage again, cleaning up the garage, moving things around so that we can get around the car. We're going to start over here with the dash to try to detach the dash from the A-pillar without affecting the A-pillar because we're saving all of this structure. We're going to do that. Then we're going to move our way over to the other side. We're going to move our way over to the other side in here and drill through right there, drill to retain this, but get rid of all of this to go away to be replaced by the half of the car that's over here on the ground behind those boxes. We have to also get rid of all of that because we have a complete, all of this structure in here that attaches and supports the convertible. We have replacement pieces for that. We have a replacement piece for the wheel well. We have all of that. So that's what we're going to work on today. Let's get started. Okay, so we need to, let's bring down the new, fancy, dancy, let's bring down the new dash so we can see what it looks like. There. Okay, come here. Okay. Okay. All right, so as you can see, okay. I didn't need that anyways. Let's lift this up here so you can see. On both sides, you can see. You can see on here there's a tab. And over here there's a tab. And I don't think that's really, I don't know that any of this actually attaches here. I think most of it attaches here. Here, right here. So this attaches to the A-frame, A-pillar, and the dash has a tab, boop, 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 and then a tab on the other side for its placement, and then it actually looks like it goes and welds along this seam here. So let's set this over here as yet another piece not yet put on the car. But we can see now that there's a tab there, and that's what we should be seeing on the bottom end of the existing dashboard. Oh yeah, I see it right there. Oh, and I see one right over there. Okay, so this should be relatively simple to make go away. Yeah, famous last words. I'm gonna go to the other side to get rid of that stuff on the other side. Let's take this out of here. None of this stuff needs to be over here. We are probably going to need to drill out those welds underneath. So let's see what that's going to look like when we get up under there. So I'm going to need the drill bits for steel. You can use this to sit on. Since I got a little seat there. Let's see, we just put this over here like that. Yeah, that'll help. Oh, that definitely helps. Drill bits for steel. Of course, I don't remember which ones are which. Do I have them up here? Nope. Do I have them in here? It's always great to be organized. It's so great. I wonder what that's like. I know I have another set. Are they hidden under here? Nope. Nope. Oh, hey, looky there. An entire drawer. An entire drawer full of drill bits. What a concept. Titanium nitride, steel, high-speed steel, drill bits, cobalt, steel. So yeah, I'm right that the ones that are the gold ones are for steel. Look at that. Look at how organized I am. Looky there. Hard metal. These are probably all hard metal too. Hex shank drill bits, yes. Okay, so let's start with these. And do we have that piece, that test piece with the hole in it? It's on the other side, isn't it? It's lovely. It's okay. It's okay. One moment. Where are you, test piece? I do not know where you are. Huh. There's one of them. Oh, here it is. So this is a piece that we tested out, the flange tool and the hole punch, the correct size hole punch for what we're doing. So what we're looking for is something that's relatively the same size as that, so we can replicate, if we're hole punching, replicate this hole when we drill out the original. And we're going to start with a drill. We're going to get ear protection. We're going to drill. baby, drill. No, please don't say that. It's not something we want to talk about. All right, so let's see if we can do this without getting out any other manual drilling device. Because Lord knows I don't know where that one is either. Okay. Look at you. Okay, so we're going to drill. Let's see. What do we see? Can we see in here? It's hard to see. Let me see. Well, I guess what we could do is we could cut away the dash first so we can make ourselves some room. So basically what we'll do is we'll cut this off here and cut this off here so we can see what we're looking at rather than having to be underneath it, and get that out of the way. Right? Right. Because there's the tab, but it's also underneath whatever this piece is. That piece is not on the dash and also not on the cowl. Interesting. Okay, so let's get the face shield. We'll use the cutoff wheel of death. We'll cut this part of the dash, cut that part of the dash, so we can see better and we can work better in that area. That means I'm going to need to disconnect the light. Whoop. Because we're going to be using the cord for the power grinder. Power grinder! Probably want to use breathing protection. Gloves. Okay, let's see. Connect. 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 Cut here. Cut. Cut here. Cut here. And here. Let's see, we should cut on this side maybe first. This is interesting. This piece is in here. And I don't know what that is. That looks, or maybe it's just, no, it's not part of the cowl, because this is what I'm looking at right here. This piece, it goes here, and then it goes underneath. I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna take a picture of that and put in the group to see what people might say about that. So I think that piece is actually part of the sub-assembly, which means I think it's replicated on the new assembly. Let me walk over there and verify that that's the case. Okay. All right. So I figured it, so, okay. So, as you can see, it's part of this assembly, which means that the dash goes underneath, but I don't know how the dash could go underneath. If you see that, if you can see that, this part here extends underneath here, underneath. Move out of the way. Move. This all goes under here like this and connects here and connects here and goes up here. So my guess is the dash comes this way and this way. Let me see how the dash is set up. Interesting. So So I guess the way this is set up is there's not anything that goes underneath that because there's just this lip. But if you look here, the dash goes under the back end of that. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to pause again. I'm going to put some better pictures in the group so that I can try to get some more information. We figured it out. We do have to retain that tab. So I have to be very strategic in the way I put all this, take this all apart. So we have to retain this tab, but we have to get rid of this, this, and the connection between here and here. So this ought to be the most interesting part of getting that. We may have to drill through on this side to make it go away. I don't know how we're going to do this. We may have to just cut it and then grind it off. I can't tell if this is welded or not. It doesn't look like it is, so it may just be welded here and here. But we won't know until we get into that mess. Let's take a look. Oh. Breathing protection. Hearing protection. Eye protection. Hand protection. So we got that portion done. Now we're going to work on this. This is actually part of the dash, and this side bracket holds up the dash right there, so we need to remove that. All right, let's get this bracket off. Okay, let's try this again. Bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, bottom. Okay, so that's holding that to that side. So that's going to fit up in there. That's going to fit up in there. It's going to fit there somehow, some way, somehow. And then the cowl is going to fit there. Progress. Going in the right direction. Progress. It's interesting that this is low. Let me see if I can modify Spotify. It's better. It's certainly a lot better. Not going to fit on that side because the thing is in the way. That looks good there. Right in there, that looks good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Can't do anything on the other side till we get that side of the car put together. Whew, man. Oh. Ooh-wee. Okay, so we fixed that. We took care of that. Cleaned all that up. Yeah. Put this guy back safely where he belongs at the moment. Oh, gosh. Oh. Let's see what this looks like. Hey, come back here. I need yous. It did not say you could go away. Okay, now the locking collar on this is broken. Why that would be the case, I don't know. Oh. Everything just wants to be broken today. This is probably going to fly right off. Yeah, that's just... Why? Why do you have to be that way? So much to do, so little time for things that are broken. No time at all to deal with broken things. Okay. So now, since that's not being helpful for me today, let's deal with this instead. I don't appreciate that at all. Ay, 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 ay. What's going on today? Do I just need to go to the beach and forget all this? What are we thinking? What are we thinking, guys? Should just go to a car show. Okay. Oh, wait, just infinitely slowing down my whole process today. But that's okay. So I think that there are okay. Really? I don't understand what's going on. So on here, there looks to be at least 2 big welds on top. 1, 2, 3, like 5 friggin' welds there. 5 welds there. Let's go on. Oh, I can't even see this side because there's schmutz all over it, which is always a fabulous thing to have schmutz all over your steel. So my choices are break it off on this end and retain the original, or break it off on that end because I have a brand new full piece that I could potentially use. Man, the way they welded this thing together is like, just put it in, Charlie. I think I'm going to cut it here. And I think I'm going to remove it here because this is cleaner than that side. And that means I'll have a fresh piece, completely fresh piece of steel across the top of the windshield, which will not have been stressed or bent or misshapen in the accident. That's what I think I'm going to do. So let's get to getting on that. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need all the stuff that's over there with me. I already have my ears and my breath. I just need to get my, I probably need a stool. This. This. Let's go back to our cutting wheel. Okay. And that, let us have one less shirt on. That might be helpful too. Nice sweatiness. One moment. Okay, that's better. Less sweaty. Breathing is fundamental. No use restoring a car if you're dead because you inhaled bad stuff. Bad stuff. And alive. Okay, so I can't get the collar off. That blade is toast. Let's see what other blades I have that are like that are still usable. I thought I had more than 3. It appears that I do not have more than 3. These are all grinding wheels. Grinding wheels. Grinding wheel. Cut-off wheels, which I don't like using at all. Okay. So let's switch to one of these that we've used before. Probably that one. Looks like it's got more on it. If I can get this collar off, because I warped that blade, and so it's not doing what it's supposed to do now. It's all bent up because it got pinched in there. Let's see if we can get this collar off. Fart. Do I have something that I can put on the end of this to give it some more leverage? Maybe. Oh, let's see if I have. I think it's in here. Yeah, I got a mess now. I got a mess again. What are you gonna do about that? I got a mess again. Let's see if I have a driver bit that will, Lord. A driver bit that will where's that tool at? Hey, now that will work. If I put that in there, okay. So let's see if that works. So what I did was I took this end, and I have a bit that goes in that end. And so now I have a much longer leverage point to try to pull this up. Let's see what happens. What could go wrong? Let's try that, shall we? What could go wrong? Let's go from the other side. Maybe that's the problem. Oh. Having so much fun with my tools, can't get any work done. Let's see if we can grab it with a pair of vice grips. Let's try that. Haha. Alrighty then. Okay, so this guy is the one that's ruined. So he's going in the trash. This was the one that looked like it had more on it. He's going back on the tool. Okay. Get all this stuff out of my way so I don't step on it. So I don't step on it. This was a good idea. Just not enough leverage. I had to hit it hard instead of just soft pressure. Let's pick these up because they should not be on the floor. And let's get dressed up for another date with noisiness. Back up we go. So we had to stop what we were doing because I'm realizing that the replacement piece requires a very specific shape to keyhole into on the windshield support. Fortunately, we have a full side assembly from Dynacorn to use as a template. So what my plan is to make this exact shape, reverse it, transfer it to the existing piece, and then carefully carve that into the existing piece. So let's see how that works. So this is the piece, keyhole, 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 save the bottom, remove the top. So let's see how we can do that with tape. First we got to find the center of the tape, the beginning of the tape. Oh, there it is. It's like we're making a mold. All right, so let's make it strong so it doesn't come apart. Let's go ahead and actually mark the ridges. With a Sharpie. Let's also try it with a piece of paper and see if that might transfer better to go from one side to the other. That's what we have. Now what we'll do is we'll reverse it. Might be easier with the paper than tape, which has a sticky side to it. Oh, okay, so that's this side. Okay, so now that we've reversed the shape, let's see if we can make that make sense on the existing panel and mark the existing panel for trimming. Let's go see what we can figure out, shall we? Let's see if we can make us do what we think it'll do in our brain.